Hello, everybody, and welcome to our 5th episode of the Prattlecast. My name is Shakezilla, and I am joined today by my lovely co-host, Razzle. How are you today, dear?
That's Dr. Razzle. I am a scientist of all areas.
I can't do anything right.
What?
I can't do anything right.
Well, I just realized I'm talking into the wrong mic. Okay, I think I'm back. Okay, hello.
You still sounded great.
Oh, I hope so.
I heard you.
Oh, yeah, I think I was talking to both. I had my headset mic down, and I had this desktop mic right up to me, so I was literally talking to the two mics at once.
Well, we record to different, we're still, Comedy Central's still listening.
Oh, my God.
They still are thinking about it.
I hope so.
They're thinking about it, but we're going to say no anyway.
I would say no anyway, too.
I'm saying no. I don't want to be a part of it.
No. No means no, Comedy Central.
My coffee's at that point where it's getting to the point where it's too cold to drink.
Yeah, I threw mine out.
I have to drink it, though, otherwise I'm going to pass out.
Well, I already drank mine, Shake.
Yeah, but I'm sick. I'm ill,
I'm
Razzle.
sick, too.
But what are you sick with? What are your symptoms? WebMD me.
Well, my symptoms are I woke up on a Monday morning.
That's bullshit. You can't be sick every Monday just from waking up.
I am.
I think I started getting sick last night because, when I was in TeamSpeak, I was all ahem all the time, which is obnoxious, and I hate myself for doing it. But then I woke up and, got the sore throat going on, got the nose that feels like it's clogged up, but I can breathe just fine. So if somebody wants to diagnose me, please send us an email so I can feel better, because I think I just am going to die within the next couple of days. I feel like I might not make it after this week. It sucks.
I'm not going to make it past the prodcast. Wait, did I just say prodcast? Yeah, I'm already gone.
Prodcast.
I'm already gone.
Well, that's the end of this week.
That's the last episode, everybody.
Yeah, if you guys don't like it, just go fuck yourselves.
We had a good run.
Because, we did our best. 5's a good number.
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
It's a good number. We're gonna both go lay down and eat some soup. I don't have any soup.
Well, I don't like soup, so you're fine.
You don't like any soup? What about chicken noodle soup in a bread bowl?
Nasty.
Okay, wait. You don't like grilled cheese sandwiches?
How did you know that?
Because oh my God, we're friends.
Well, yeah,
Hello?
I was actually just remembering that I actually posted on Facebook just the other day about my dislike of grilled cheese sandwiches, because I think you were the one who said you were going to make me a grilled cheese sandwich to die for, something like that. And my response to that is that cannot be done because no such thing will ever exist. A grilled cheese sandwich is never going to be that good. Ever. They're nasty.
Well, secretly, I'm already friends with you on Facebook. That's how I knew that you brought this up. I'm bringing it up again.
Well, it's like a piece of toast where it's vomiting out liquid cheese, and that's all I can think about when I'm eating it. It's the nastiest thing on the planet. It's like something you would eat if there's nothing else to do and you just have bread and cheese lying around. Yeah, you could make a grilled cheese sandwich. Otherwise, if you're not in the mood to experiment, it's better just to have the cheese alone or the bread alone.
I think what it is that you're not afraid to experiment. You're just boring.
No, that doesn't even make any sense, because I have no problem with experimentation. I have no problem with doing exciting things with food, but grilled cheese sandwiches are boring. So I don't think.
But you can do so much with them.
You can do anything with it.
You can do I use grilled cheese sandwiches as buns for burgers.
How do you? What? No, that's. No.
Okay, so what I do? Listen. Hear me out. Are you ready for your heart attack? Because I'm bringing it to you early. So you make two grilled cheese sandwiches, right? You put them aside. You let them warm in the oven. Let them stay nice and toasty. You make yourself a burger, like a nice big piece of meat, and then you put eggs on top of that burger, 2 fried eggs, some bacon, some cheese.
Sure.
And then you put that burger on top of a grilled cheese sandwich, and then use the other grilled cheese sandwich as the top bun, and you eat the whole thing.
Right. Or you could just, I don't know, use a hamburger bun and have a decent meal.
Yeah, but you could have fun and eat something really delicious.
That is not fun. That's nasty. Like, if I'm going to eat a burger...
You didn't even know!
No, if I'm going to eat a burger, it's going to have 2 buns on it, okay? It's not going to be like my experience over there at the Varsity, where I went to the damn thing, and they gave me 2 bottom buns, And me thinking this is a new place. You know, this is the Varsity.
Razzle doesn't like bottom buns.
This is the Varsity in Atlanta, by the way. I went there for the very first time a couple of years ago. This is the only time I ever went. I ordered a burger, and what they do is they hand you give you a tray, and on a little plate they've got buns. They'll put the buns on there. Well, they put 2 bottom buns on there. Now, since this is my first trip to the Varsity, I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is just like a little kinky place. You know, this is what they do. This is how they do it here. This is their style. So I'm going to, when in Rome, so I'm just going to go with the flow. Well, I bring this damn thing to the table. Everybody's staring at it like, what the hell is that? I'm like, I don't know. They gave me buns. It's like, well, they gave you 2 bottom buns. I said, I know they gave me 2 bottom buns. How the hell am I supposed to know I'm not supposed to have 2 bottom buns if they hand me 2 bottom buns? And, of course, they're not going to replace it. So, yeah, that's my experience at the Varsity. They don't even know how to make a damn burger, and that's what they're known for. So,
but did you even ask to have a top bun?
I don't need to ask to have a top bun if you're going to order a hamburger or a cheeseburger. You don't say, make sure you include a top bun. They'll look at you like you're nuts.
Well, no, you could have gone back and been like, hey, you gave me 2 bottom buns.
And wait in line again? Like, will you go to the Varsity?
I wouldn't have waited in line. I would have stood at the front of the line and been like, fix my fucking order.
You can't. It's like a lunchroom. They've got like a line and trays, and it looks just like a high school lunchroom. And it's the weirdest experience ever. People keep telling me, it's a wonderful place. I'm like, yeah, it's really wonderful. If you want to go to a place that they don't know how to make a damn cheeseburger at a burger place. They don't even get the damn buns right, Shake.
Well, when I went to Atlanta, I was told I needed to go. Because I drove past it when I left the airport and everything. I don't know. I drove past it at some point. And they were like, oh, presidents go there and stuff. And I was like, okay, like how special can this place be? And then when you tell me, because you've told me about this on more than one occasion, when you tell me your experience at the Varsity, I don't know why a president would ever walk through its doors.
Oh, they all go there though. Like they've got pictures of all of them. They got like Bill Clinton's pictures up there. I think George W. Bush was up there. So all the presidents were up there on their fucking wall. And I don't know why they go there. I don't know why people keep saying go to the Varsity, except that maybe it's some weird prank that just never got old, and people were always like, you know what, people told me this is good, so maybe it is, and I need to pass on the idea that, hey, no, this is a good place. Let's go. It's kind of like the Emperor's Clothes, where nobody says anything. They're just kind of going with the flow like, oh, no, I was told this is a good place, so clearly it must be a good place. I need to tell more people to come. That's the only way this place could exist. And then at the end, they give you like a fucking little hat to put on, like it's fucking burger.
Did you wear it?
I didn't even take it. I was done. Like the moment that I realized they screwed up my burger, I was done with that place for life. I swore on my life I would never re-enter another fucking Varsity as long as I live, and I am not even being dramatic. So
I don't think it's a chain restaurant.
I don't think it is either. I think it's just some nasty place in Atlanta. I'm sitting here talking bad about it. We're probably going to get sued for this. But you know what? I can back this up because this is what happened. This is my
fuck the Varsity.
With the Varsity. If you want to go there, then go there. But speaking as a Georgian, do yourself a favor. Don't go there. Go to the Cajun place. Oh, my God. That place was amazing. I need to remember the name of that place.
Yeah, I was about to say, is it called the Cajun place?
No, I call it Cajun place. It's like they've got all this beautiful samples of meat. It's one of those places where you have like the card and you have it on the table and you twist it over. Like if it's green, that means they'll bring you more meat. If it's red, that means they'll stop bringing you meat. And they just keep bringing you food. And I'm like, yeah, this place is amazing because they keep bringing you different kinds, and you don't have to take anything. Like they'll offer it to you. Like, would you like the sausage? Would you like the bratwurst? Would you like this? And you just pick whatever you want as they come by. And it's like, yeah, I'll take some of that. It's the most amazing place. You can have all the meat you want, Shake. You can never stop eating meat as long as you're there. As long as you have that card on the green. That and the Chinese place. Oh, that place is good too. No, wait, not the Chinese. Japanese. I
went to a Chick-fil-A.
Why the fuck would you go to a Chick-fil-A? When did you go?
I went. I found out everyone around here was talking about it because if I drive like far enough out in Massachusetts, I see one, like this one highway I take. It's like more than 2 hours away from me, and I'm like, all right, whatever. And then I guess one opened down the street from me, and everyone's talking about it, and if you waited in line that first day, the first, 100 people got a free year of Chick-fil-A. And this one girl I work with is, this super Christian kid, and she's like, oh, I just love them there. She's like, they are so great. They are so nice. They are just the best. And there's, 70 employees at one. And I was like, okay. So she comes in one day, and I had completely forgotten about this. And she's holding these chicken nuggets. And I'm like, oh, I'll give you a chicken nugget. And I ate it. And I was like, oh, it's a good chicken nugget. And then I find out later it was a Chick-fil-A nugget. So I was like, you know what? I was like, I need to try this place at least once so I can know. So I went there in the morning when it was their breakfast time, and I was already angry. I was already filling with rage going through the drive-thru because I was like, it's breakfast time. They're not going to let me have lunch. I don't want fucking breakfast. I just want to get a chicken sandwich and see if it's actually good chicken. So I got a spicy chicken sandwich with the Chick-fil-A sauce, which I don't even know what that is. I don't know what the Chick-fil-A sauce is.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But it frightens me. And I can't decide if it's good. But I got a spicy chicken sandwich. But when I ordered it, they made me wait in the parking lot for 6 minutes, which is too long for fast food. Because they had to, and this guy just kept coming out holding bags, not talking to anybody, just looking at the different cars with bags of food. It's like, well, ask us if it's our food. Someone ask me if that's my food, please. I'm hungry. And I got the spicy chicken sandwich, and I ate it, and it wasn't bad.
No, they're not bad food.
But they're really expensive.
Yeah, because you have to pay with your soul when you buy there. But before the boycott and all that stuff was going on, I do recall in college I ate there a lot because at the college I was going to, they had a Chick-fil-A that was right there at sort of the main center of the college. And so it was easy. It was convenient. You just went there, grabbed a sandwich. And it got to the point where I was just a regular, because I would go there for lunch because I'd just pick up a chicken sandwich and I'd eat it on my way to class. So the young lady who worked there, every time she saw me in line, she'd have my meal ready for me. And I'd just walk up, they'd swipe my card, hand me the bag without me even ordering, and I'd be out on my way. Which I don't know. Whenever you become a regular at a fast food restaurant, maybe it's time to start thinking about, your life choices. But I do recall one time we were actually outside because I was part of an activist group, LGBT, not an activist group. I don't even know why I called it that. It was just a fucking LGBT group. And one day we were holding for the coming out month, which was sort of one of the big things that we took part in. So that we had a booth outside of the main center there. And I remember we all ate at Chick-fil-A, but this was back in the early 2000s before Chick-fil-A was really on the radar because nobody paid attention to the internet back then. So.
Well,
what are you
doing? I thought I was drinking the last sip of nasty coffee, and it was paining me, and it was hurting my throat at the same time because I'm ill. I was, I don't know, I didn't want to go, but I knew I had to try it.
When did you go?
I went, when was it? When did I go? I think it was Thursday last week.
Oh, wow, so you should have known better.
What do you mean?
Why would you go there? It's Chick-fil-A. They fucking use their money to fund. Okay,
listen, I get it. I'm not funding it. I gave them $8 towards their fucking cause. I gave them $8. It's not going to go very far. Yeah. And the thing is, cause I went with one of my friends, and we go through the drive-thru, and the guy's super nice, too nice. You ever have someone be so nice to you, you're mad at them? I don't even know him yet, and he's already being way too nice to me. Pull up to the window, and he's so nice it's awkward. He might stab me in the neck. And I was like, okay. And then outside, waiting out front, it's awkward when they come up. And the guy's like, I need you to go through your bag of food. I need to make sure you got all the right stuff. Don't want you leaving here and coming back to kill me. And I was like, what? That's exactly what he said. He thought we were going to come back and kill him if he messed up our order.
God knows I would have done it.
I was like, I don't really care. I'm just, I'm trying it and I'm not coming
I
back.
can't get out of here soon enough, sir. Get the fuck out of my bag.
Like, I was like, I really just came here to say I've at least tried your food, and then I'm not coming back. That's it.
To be completely fair to them, it's not bad food. Like, people have insulted the food because of the whole...
No, I mean, you can't say it's bad food because of all the other shit. I mean, it is good. It is really good for fast food.
Yeah, it is.
Pricey fast food.
The waffle fries are good. The chicken sandwich that I had there, that I used to have there all the time, is really good. It's just that I'm not a big chicken eater anymore. So that's... to be totally honest, that's the biggest reason I don't even go to places like that anymore. But we do have a really good chicken place down here in the South called Zaxby's, which actually got founded in Georgia. I don't know if those chains are up in the north or not. I doubt it, but they're really good too.
We have wings.
Yeah. You have wings?
Yeah, it's called wings.
It's called wings. That's very creative.
It's wings. Like, we have wings over Boston, wings over Framingham, wings over whatever town, wings. It
actually reminds me of, because there was a Chick-fil-A day. Like, way back, a couple of years back when this whole boycott began, like, a lot of the ultra-religious groups kind of got together and they decided they would have a Chick-fil-A day, because it was the day that I think was like a big boycott of the restaurant. And so all of these really ultra-religious people would go to the restaurant and they would take selfies of themselves buying Chick-fil-A. And some of the most ignorant shit I've ever seen in my life. It's like, okay, what are you doing? Like, great that you're eating a sandwich, but what do you, like, it's like you're trying to make a political statement here. And what the really bad ones, they would get up there and they would, because I was reading articles from like the people who would work at these places, especially the people who were gay and worked at these restaurants. And they said that some of the patrons would come up to the front and just be like, I'm here because I believe in the right to, who the fuck even knows? But just saying the most stupid shit on the planet. Of which, you know what, my whole thing on this is, my whole thing with that restaurant is I personally boycott it. I don't go there. I don't buy their food. I don't go there because of how they associate their money. But I don't expect anybody else to actually do that. That's a personal thing. I don't rally people to do these things. Well, I do give people a hard time about it, but it's always in loving care and jest.
Well, what our viewers don't know is that there's been more than one occasion where it's come up in when we've been streaming or other such things on the internet, and I'm like, I will never go there. We don't even have that up here. Like, I'm good. I'm not going. And then when they built it right next to my fucking house, I was like, well, I'm gonna try your food, and then I'm gonna walk away graciously. But they always said, when Mayor Menino is still alive, he said that there would never be a Chick-fil-A in the city of Boston. So there will never be a Chick-fil-A in the city. It'll just be in all of the surrounding towns.
Which is fine.
But our city will never have a Chick-fil-A.
See, I don't think there's any problem with the city making its own choices. Like, if it wants to fucking bring a business in, then let it bring a business in. I don't really think it's the place of the mayor to even make that comment. But then again, I don't live in Boston. I don't live in New England.
We're very outspoken. Our mayor pretty much said, "I don't like that shit. Keep it out of here."
You know, the best day to go to Chick-fil-A is Sunday.
Tell me why, Razzle. Go ahead, tell me more.
They're closed on Sunday.
Are they really?
Yes. Yeah. They do not serve on Sunday.
Now, do they only hire, like, Christians?
No. First of all, I think that would be illegal to ask that kind of question in a hiring process. But no, they don't.
Well, didn't they have, like, a thing where they, like, fired someone for being gay?
No, not that I know of. Unless, well, I mean, it might have happened now that I say it out loud. I mean, could it have happened? Sure. But I'm pretty sure they would have been sued. But then again, in some places you can do that legally, so.
Right.
So who knows?
What I'm saying. Like, in some places you can fire people for no damn reason.
But I'm pretty sure the official statement would be, or at least from the company, is that they would not do that. I would think, because they've been trying to repair they've been trying to repair their image. Them. You know.
Really? How do you repair that?
I don't know. Well, I mean, they haven't really taken steps to really repair what the problem is, but they're trying to repair their image nonetheless. So who the fuck knows? I mean, what's his name? Dan Cathy? Is that the guy who's in charge? I don't know.
Wow, you're really deep in this.
Chick-fil-A was founded in Georgia, so, and I used to, like I said,
congratulations.
all the time. like in college. So they had like on their bag, I think is where they have like the history of their company. So of course I've read it like 500 million times. I just can't remember it because it's like been 10 years. So.
Sad. It's a little bit sad.
It's not that sad.
I've read so many Chick-fil-A bags, I almost know their history.
I do know their history. Like, just where they go. But I'm telling you, if you're in the South, try to find a Zaxby's instead. That's really good chicken. And I'm not just saying that because of that reason. I'm saying it because it's much better than Chick-fil-A. It is probably the best chicken I've ever had in the South. It's from Zaxby's Chicken. And so when you're down here, Shake, I'm going to take you to Zaxby's, and you are going to wish on your life that you never tasted it because you will be longing for it for the rest of your life.
Then I'll move. That's fine.
You'll move to Zaxby's.
You know, if it's good enough, I'll move.
You know, it's actually the only chicken I will eat anymore, just because it's so irresistibly good. That and their sauce. Oh, their sauce.
Are they expensive?
No, it's not expensive at all. It's very decently priced, and yeah, it's good. It's really good.
Now we've become a restaurant review
podcast.
Yes,
we're here reviewing the restaurant. Yes, yes.
I just like food. I'm easy to please. It doesn't take much.
Before we go into anything else, I wanted to bring this up because you brought it up. So, like yesterday, you mentioned the Mitt Romney speech.
I did?
Yeah, you told me I had to watch the Mitt Romney speech, so I sat through that 15-minute speech.
Oh, I didn't watch a 15-minute
one. Oh, jeez. Why did you tell me to do this?
Was it the one about him shitting on Trump?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
What'd you think?
Well, my genuine impressions, since I just saw it like an hour ago, my genuine impressions about it are that Mitt Romney, I mean, he said a lot of really good things. He did. And I think he's trying to help his party repair itself. But coming from Mitt Romney, it's kind of like a little weird because if I'm remembering right, and I had to look this up, but when Mitt Romney was running for president, one of the people who endorsed him was Donald Trump. And there's actually a YouTube video you can go and watch where Mitt Romney shakes Donald Trump's hand after Trump introduces him and then goes on to praise Trump for being such a brilliant genius when it comes to the economy. So it's kind of it's.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you should go look that up. It's like a minute and a half YouTube video. So coming from Mitt Romney, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, oh, well, Mitt Romney's a politician. Let's just get that out there. He's going to do what's best for Mitt Romney. Now, I think he genuinely is afraid of where Donald Trump is going to take his party, but at the same time, it's Mitt Romney. So it's hard for me to completely take it seriously. But I agree with some of what he said. I think Donald Trump would be a shit president. I think C.K. Lewis also said something really much to that effect. He wrote a page comedy bit about Donald Trump being Hitler. Even though I think that's kind of strong language.
Who did you say?
Louis C.K., I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, so they pretty much said the same thing. It's just that Louis said it better. It's like, who wore it better, Louis?
Well, I had watched the Mitt Romney one. And when I watched it, I was like, yeah. I was like, you're right, man. I was like, you got it. You're right about him. And then there was another one that someone put on Facebook, because I wouldn't see any of this if it wasn't for Facebook, because I don't care. I don't. But there was another one that was put up. It was Obama talking about it. And every time Obama speaks, I start to laugh. Is that weird?
What?
Whenever I hear Obama's voice, I think he sounds so silly when he speaks. He's got his voice is really weird to me, and maybe it's weird that I think it's weird, but every time he talks, I can't take him seriously, and he pauses at strange moments for me. Like, I feel like he hasn't fully thought out his own sentences sometimes. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, so as he's talking about it, like, I'm trying to get behind him, I'm like, bro, you're speaking truth, but when you pause like that, I can't.
Yeah, when he talks, it's kind of like, that is the way things have got to be. Something like that.
Right. Yeah, he's got there's a William Shatner vibe that I'm getting, and it's too strong, and I start to laugh. I just giggle. I could never be there. Like, in front of him, I just start laughing at him, and I'd be like, I'm so sorry, it's not you, it's William Shatner. I can't handle this.
And Mitt Romney has something that he does it's not the speech thing, but whenever he's speaking, I mean, first of all, the man needs to learn how to use chapstick because his mouth smacking is annoying as shit. But whenever he stops and like has the audience clapping, he'll do this thing with his head, And if you go and watch any Mitt Romney speech, you'll see this. But he'll like start twisting it back and forth, looking at the audience like he's a fucking puppet.
Oh, what?
He looks like a goddamn Muppet, like when he's looking back and forth, like he's getting approval. He's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna look back and forth, and I'm gonna smile a little bit. And he looks so fake and like a puppet, and it's really.
He probably
awkward.
thinks about it too. He's probably sitting there thinking about it. He's like, okay, I gotta move my head this way and smile. All right, move my head this way and smile. All right, I think that's enough times.
And then
third time's the charm.
And then you have like Ted Cruz, which I don't have one on him, but I was watching like back when I was actually watching that little debate they did. I mean, Ted Cruz had this bit of grit on his mouth.
Ew.
I swear to God, it was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
Ew.
And then he, like, it was going from his top lip to his bottom lip, like, as he was talking. And then he, like, slurped it into his mouth. And I was like, oh my God, no. I was about to just barf. It was so disgusting. And, like, I don't know. That's what I took away from that. So maybe that's enough of politics. I'm going to leave you all with that thought. Ted Cruz with grit on his mouth.
Ted Cruz likes to eat mouth grit. He eats mouth grit, guys.
Remembering it just makes my body shiver.
You talking about it, like, I feel sick now. I'm just thinking about someone with God knows what on their face, and then they just eat it. Oh my God, I'm gonna gag.
No
I'm
more.
gagging.
No more.
Oh God.
Moving on.
Oh
Next topic.
Fear factor.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about fear factor.
That's not even on the list.
Well, I know a nice. This is a good segue. Okay. Could Luke Skywalker be gay?
That's perfect segue.
Hey, I'm curious. Could he?
Yeah, I saw that on social media today. Like apparently this is making the rounds now. And the reason it's making the rounds is because J.J. Abrams apparently a few weeks ago said something to the effect of there might be or there would be Star Wars characters who were gay and blah, 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 blah. And so then somebody asked Mark Hamill a question. The question came from a fan who said, he was being bullied or what have you, and was curious, was there any possibility that Luke Skywalker might be gay like he was? And Mark had the perfect answer to that, and it was pretty much that, Luke can be pretty much whatever you need him to be. And I can't remember exactly how he put it. He put it a lot better than I could, but that was the gist of it. And so when people saw that, they immediately jumped on the bandwagon that Luke Skywalker might be gay, of which my feeling on that is, he might be, he might not be. And I think that you could probably make some good arguments that he could be, especially in the way he interacts with Leia in Part 2 when she kind of kisses him, because I think there's a deleted scene where there was a little bit more romance between Luke and Leia, but it's not in the final version, so I don't think that counts. But the way they interact in the movie, it seems like Leia's kind of wanting to use Luke to make Han jealous. And Luke, though, if you watch that scene, the way I would see it is maybe Luke doesn't find her attractive, but he wants to give off the impression that he does, so that when she kisses him, he does that whole thing where he leans back. And I could see a gay guy doing that if he's trying to pass as straight, because he would not be aware of the fact that he's pissing off Han. He's just trying to pass. And so the moment he realizes he's pissing off Han, you'll notice his demeanor completely changes. So could he be gay? Yes. Is it likely? Probably not. But it's a fun little thing to go with. What do you think?
Well, I mean, considering from what we see in the movies, to me, I don't think he's ever had an actual sexual relationship with anybody.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's the vibe I get. Like, we know Han Solo's been around. Like, come on, look at him. He's been around. He's been doing things. He's busy. But in the same vein, I don't think Leia has either, but for obvious reasons. Like, that bitch is busy.
She's got things to do.
Like, she's got stuff to do, and she's holding out for that hero. Like, let's be real. But Luke is just, he doesn't strike me like, he just, like, reeks of a virgin boy in all of the movies. I
mean, he's got kind of like this crush thing he does with Leia. And then in Part 2, that it really only comes to a height in that first scene where they kiss. But like I said, like, you could make the argument that he is or that he isn't. But at the end of the day, I don't think it really matters. I know in the extended universe, which used to exist, like in the novels, like Luke went on to get married, but none of that exists anymore since Disney took over, and they pretty much said the expanded universe no longer is existent. We're doing new movies, so all that stuff is done.
I like to think like because he comes off as very boyish, even though he's obviously growing up through these movies. He's still a boy to me. Like, through all three movies, he doesn't ever seem like an adult to me. He always seems like a boy.
Yeah,
and
he does.
You know what I mean? I don't ever see
with the
an
exception
adult.
of the last film, I think, is where he kind of is more of a... He shows a lot more maturity in the last film.
Right, but it's still like... It's like he's coming into adulthood then. It's like it took him a long time. And, like, because he's so boyish and the whole time, and, like, he doesn't... I don't know, like, I never thought he was in a relationship with anyone. I never really took the flirting with Leia seriously. Like, I thought he was very dramatic about it. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, every time I'd be like, what are you doing? Ew. Stop. But I don't know. Like, I never thought about whether or not he could be gay. I just thought he was kind of really awkward. And that he just was, he never got laid.
I think he was definitely into Biggs. And you know Biggs is gay. You've seen that mustache. So, I mean, it was the 70s.
Could have been. I think really he was hot for Han. I mean, you see those interactions? That tension? Ooh, it's exploding. Mm. Han would have been like, no, sir. I'm good. I'm after this girl.
Yeah, there was a little bit of tension between those two.
There was. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of tension.
But anyway, what I was going to bring up was a lot of people are making a big deal about it. Some people are making a big deal one way or the other. Then there are people who are... The ones that make me kind of laugh are the ones who get so radical with the defense of it. Like, no, he's not. Like
who cares?
Like, it's a fucking movie, guys. It's like the same people that are making a big deal about an all-female Ghostbusters. I'm like, it's a fucking movie, guys. Nobody's even seen the movie yet, and everybody has an opinion about it. Like, I've got some people telling me it's an excellent film, some people telling me it's a piece of shit, and nobody's seen it. So, I don't know. I think everybody needs to calm the hell down and go watch the movie.
I think it's interesting to think about it, to bring those ideas up because you don't know the answer.
Yeah,
there is no confirmation or denial, and that's what makes it so cool. Is like, could he be? Yeah. We don't know, so it's cool to talk about and it's cool to think about because you don't know. I mean, to defend it, to me, that makes you look kind of stupid. Like, it's like, why are you defending something? You can't defend it. Like, you can't defend that he's not, and you can't defend that he is. Just, like, let the thoughts happen. Let people talk about it. It's just conversation.
Exactly. And if you want to bring something to the conversation where you want to say why you think he's not, then do that. But I think there's always this inclination in people that just want to defend everything to be exactly as their headcanon wants something to be. And I think that goes both ways. And it certainly went that way with Mass Effect 3 when Kaidan is revealed to be more bisexual, especially toward male Shep. A lot of people got up in arms about that. To which my response on that one was that, Kaidan, at least inside of the male Shepard storyline, it makes sense to me because bisexuals don't necessarily act the same way with men and women. They're not necessarily going to be as strong and flirting and coming on to somebody with one sex as they might be with the other one. So to me, it made perfect sense that Kaidan might come around differently with male Shep than he did with female Shep. But to some people who watched it, it was, no, he's in canon as being straight, and even though there are those recorded files that Kaidan did, where he's actually in a romance with both male and female Shep, and then that got scrapped by BioWare for God knows what reason. But yeah, I mean, to me, it's fandom. It doesn't affect you. It doesn't affect your play. Just fucking go with it. And who gives a shit? Calm down. It's fine. You're gonna be okay.
I've run into a lot of people that are super angry and upset about the new Ghostbusters movie.
I have too.
And I don't get it because last time I checked, maybe I watched different movies. Ghostbusters was fun.
Yeah.
Like, it was just a fun movie. There was no way around it. It was just fun. And then, to bring it back 20 years later with all these beautiful women who are funny women, who are fantastic women, mm-hmm. and you're going to just look at them, see a trailer, and be like, this is trash. When I watched the trailer, it wasn't bad. Like, I can't really judge it based off a trailer.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, yeah.
I was like, you know what? I was like, this has potential. I was like, there are parts of this that I think are humorous. I was like, and I like a lot of the people in this. So, I mean, when you put a bunch of talented people together, you just have to wait and see what happens. I think the thing that's really throwing people through a fucking loop is that it's an all-female cast.
I think so, too. I think that's...
and they won't say that,
right.
But I think that's everyone's problem.
I do, too. Now, don't get me wrong. The only issue I would have with the movie is that it's a remake. And I tend to just have a negative effect on me when it's a remake of something. Like that Willy Wonka with Johnny Depp, I still have never seen it because I can't get my brain to the point where I can accept there's somebody other than Gene Wilder that is Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
But I do plan to see the new Ghostbusters film, and I think it's somewhat different in the respect that there have been multiple Ghostbusters. Like, I know that within the fandom, or at least the expanded fandom, there's been more than just the original 4. Like, they even had a cartoon where they had different characters. And they introduced a new Ghostbuster in one of the video games. And I think there's another video game where it's a top-down, and they have all new Ghostbusters. So to me, it's a different story altogether when it comes to this. Will it be the same as the original? No, it's going to be a different movie. It's going to have its own type of humor, its own type of thing. I think when I think of the first original Ghostbusters, I think it's a comedy that has a horror element to it, but also some drama. So I think of it kind of like Gremlins, I guess, sort of like that.
Oh, Gremlins was great.
Yeah. And so I don't know how the new Ghostbusters is going to go, but I'm not going to judge it until I've seen it. It's like I've seen the trailer. The trailer doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look good or bad. It's a trailer to me.
Trailer.
And so I'm like,
you can never look at a trailer and say that looks fantastic. It's a fucking trailer.
Exactly. I think
it's there to give you all these weird parts of a movie mashed together so that people that are susceptible to it will be like, yes, I need to see that now.
And that's as far as this whole thing goes. I think there are people who will have a problem with any remake. However, I don't think that if it was just about it being a remake, the opposition would be this vocal about it. I think that there is, at the base, a problem with it being an all-female cast. I really do. And I think
I see that. No, that's exactly what I think. And I can't wrap my head around why that's bothering people. I can't wrap my head around why seeing a movie of women being I get it, but the first movie was pretty much an all-male cast.
Yes, it was. It was the exact same situation. It's just except for Janine.
We had Sigourney Weaver, but in this one it's we have all these girls, and then I think we see Chris Hemsworth walk through a door.
It's Chris
I don't know
Hemsworth.
what he was doing, but you just see him walk through a door, this hunky man.
I was told he's going to be like the new Janine, which I'm all for. But I don't know if that's true or not. But I think
And I also think because it's an all-female cast, not everyone, but a lot of people have this idea instantly because they see a majority female cast that it is a quote-unquote chick flick.
Right.
And that it's not going to appeal to certain audience.
Right.
Which I think is bullshit because there's plenty of movies with majority female casts that are not chick flicks that... what is a chick flick anyway? I don't even like that term.
I think the term is pretty much about I would think sort of like bubble gum, popcorn, romance flick, sort of like the
Britney Spears movies?
Yeah, Britney Spears movies, but also rom-coms or the old ones like the teen flicks that were kind of more romance-based.
The Notebook.
The Notebook would definitely be a category. Yeah.
See, but I think there's so many movies that are coming out now that are mostly female, that are not chick flicks by any means.
Yeah, I don't think Ghostbusters will be a chick flick.
Not at all.
From at least I can take that from the trailer. Now, does that mean that everybody's going to enjoy the film or think that it's an amazing film? No. But does it mean that everybody's going to instantly hate it? No. And I think my whole thing is when people see the movie and then they have legitimate criticisms about it, that's cool. Bring that to the table. But until you've seen it, there's nothing really to talk about. And so, I think what we should do is after we both see the movie, we should have a conversation about it on the Prattlecast. And
we'll have to watch it on the same day then and then start right after.
See, and I don't even know if I'm going to be able to make it to the theater. So I might have to wait till it's...
No, it's okay. We can both wait. I don't want to pay to see it.
Okay, yeah. I just don't like going to the theater.
I don't want to pay upwards of $30 to watch a movie when I can buy it for $5.
I didn't even go see Star Wars in the theater, so it's not about the movie. I just don't like going to the theater at all. Yeah. It's the most annoying thing on the planet. I don't like going there.
I haven't seen it yet either. We will be watching it soon, though.
Yes, we will. We'll have to rent it.
We can give all of you our thoughts on it. fresh out of the oven.
Oh, yes. We will have plenty of thoughts. I mean, I grew up on Ghostbusters. I watched the cartoon. I watched the movies endlessly. So I do love the canon, but I'm also open to whatever the new film wants to do. So my whole thing is forget the old stuff, just enjoy something new and just go with it, because you're not losing the old stuff. You're never going to lose the old stuff, people. So just have some fun. If you don't like it, no big deal. You still have the old stuff, you know? So no big deal. Come on.
But now we'll have two different Prattlecast where we're going to be watching. Well, because we're going to have one where we're going to end up coming on to this fresh after watching The Force Awakens.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm looking.
And that'll be really cool.
Yeah.
That'll be cool to share the thoughts on that, since you're the one who got me into the Star Wars universe.
Mm-hmm.
And then if we do it with Ghostbusters, I think that'll be interesting too, since this movie has put a lot of people into an uproar.
Oh yeah. And I mean,
we'll be a little bit late to the game.
I think that's good, though. I think we'll be away from all the hype and all the drama from it, and we'll be able to give an honest opinion of what we think of it after everything has died down. And
right.
Yeah, should be fun.
I'm okay with that. At the risk of overdoing Star Wars, I had one more thing on Star Wars.
Go right ahead. Let's do it.
How would Star Wars have been different? Like, what do you think would have changed if Obi-Wan had told Luke who his father was at the very beginning?
You mean if he told him, like, your father is the Darth Vader?
Like, just told him everything. Right from the get-go, did not leave anything under wraps, just kind of laid it out on the table and said, this is it.
Well, I think one thing that would be different, like it might have kept Luke from wanting to pursue the Jedi path.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Yeah, it might have like, if you think about it, like, because Luke didn't know anything about the Force or anything, so he meets this Ben guy who he's just trying to get his droid back and meet the guy and whatever. And he tells you, like, this big bombshell about how your dad used the Force, and then the Force, he got so big into it that he became evil with it, and now he's trying to take over the galaxy. So, hey, do you want to learn the Force so you can go kill your dad? I mean, it's kind of like, well, what if I become like him?
I mean, that was the intent the whole time in teaching him the Force,
I think. Because they needed
was to have him kill his own dad.
Yeah, to go there and help the galaxy. So I think, honestly, I don't know if Obi-Wan did the right thing or not, but I understand why he did it. So.
But when you think about it, it's almost just as evil to say nothing.
Yeah.
Like, you're not telling this kid anything, but you know your intent is for this child to one day kill their parent.
Yeah.
Like, that is what you're doing to this kid. You are molding this kid to do that.
Yes.
And that doesn't seem very Jedi to me.
Well, no. Well, I mean, he's a Sith. It's about defeating the Sith. So it's kind of like...
I know, but I still think it's mean to hide that. Like, but then again, I thought that if he told them the truth, that because Luke was so young and so naive, that he could have also been like, okay, I need to find him, I need to meet him. I need to know for myself that what you're saying is true. And then he would in turn be turned to the dark side.
Mm-hmm.
Because he would have been like, oh, Dad. And like because he didn't know anything about the Jedi or anything they really were, he would have kind of fallen into the belief that what he was doing was right by his dad and would have stayed with him.
I mean, no matter how you slice it, the one dumb thing they did was they kept his name Skywalker.
Yeah, that makes it easy to find.
I mean, once you reveal your name as Luke Skywalker to Darth Vader, you don't even need the Force to know what's going on at that point.
He's just like, oh, I don't even need to look inside myself. Come on, kid.
I mean,
you're mine. You're mine. I'm your dad. How are you?
Because there's like a lot of, I think, debate about when Darth Vader figured it out, like that Luke was his son. But I think he gets turned on to it when he learns the name of the guy who, defeats the Death Star. And
oh yeah.
I mean, because that name's going to be known. Because the rebels are going to talk about it. The Imperials probably have spies in the rebellion. So yeah, it gets revealed Luke Skywalker. Oh. A great pilot named Skywalker? Gee, I think the Emperor, everybody can figure it out. It's like, there's no point in even hiding it at that point. So I think if they had kept his name secret, it would have been harder for Darth Vader to know, because Darth Vader would not have been searching for a child because he thinks his kid's dead. So. Right,
but also, if he had never known the last name, you wouldn't have had that those father-son moments where you see that Vader's not a bad guy.
Yeah, yeah.
You wouldn't have that, like, he's trapped in this life feeling anymore.
Right.
So the movie would have been dramatically different just by not revealing a last name.
Yeah, it would have. It wouldn't have worked either because, like, Luke Skywalker is such an iconic name, so you'd have to have it.
But if it never existed, it wouldn't be iconic.
Well, I think the original name of the character was something like Anakin Dark Killer or Dark something. Star Killer, I think it was. Star Killer.
Star Killer, huh?
So it was a very different
look. I think Skywalker's nice. It's better.
It is better.
If we're going to choose Skywalker, Star Killer, I mean, Skywalker's a little nicer.
I think it works out a little bit better.
I think I'm okay with that.
But there's Lionhead might be closing for good. I saw that in the news today, so I figured I'd mention it. Lionhead.
I saw it in my news today too, which my news is your Twitter. So yeah, I live through like my phone, because I'm like subscribed to you. So every time you tweet, my phone goes off. Because you're always, is that weird? Maybe, I don't care. But I'm like, because you're always posting good shit.
Wow.
Or it's like you're talking to me, but you're not.
Oh my God.
Like you'll be like, oh yeah, I'm like making food, and I'm like, oh my God, what are you making? It's like I'm texting through Twitter. But I saw that you had posted that, and I read a little bit about it. They were working on another Fable game.
Yeah.
For like a million years.
I mean, Fable Legends, which I think it was going to be their 4 versus 1 game. And so it's canceled, and now it looks like Lionhead is probably going to shut down. I don't think it's been officialized yet. I think they're in talks to shut it down, which was Peter Molyneux's company. That was the one he started and brought up to life. To me, I mean, obviously they made Black and White, which was also a great game, but I think
never played it.
But I think that Fable will be what they're most remembered by. And Fable was such a weird game. It was the first game I ever bought at EB Games. I think it was EB Games.
That place doesn't even exist
I know.
anymore.
This was back when it was still around.
Yeah, you just made me remember like a lost thing. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I went and bought it, and because you have to understand, Fable, before Fable came out, it was so hyped. It was going to be like the biggest game to end all games. It was here's how it was pitched, just so you understand. The game was pitched to be this huge open world game where you start off life as a small child. And based on decisions you make in your childhood as you're roaming the plains and going about and helping people and all these different branching paths you could take, your character will change. Your character could become more evil or more good, but their appearance would change. Their paths in life could change. I think the way they were building it, and I don't remember exactly how they worded it, but it was something to the effect of with every step a change, a world-changing event, kind of like a butterfly effect. And that's how it was pitched. The actual game was one of the most linear games I've ever played in my life. It was a level-based game where there are very few quests in the beginning, and nothing you actually do actually affects the world that much, because at the end you kind of make big decisions that affect it. And so it was, to me, a huge disappointing video game unless you never knew anything about it before you went in. Because if you didn't know any of that shit and you just played the game for what it was, it's a good game. It's a very fun game. It's an emotional game. It's an exciting game. It's a very nice little story game. But if you went in thinking it was going to be this huge, amazing thing, you're going to be disappointed. And that just turned out to be Peter Molyneux, because he overhypes, because he's still in the business, but he overhypes everything he ever touches. And it's hurt him. I think it's hurt his reputation and his credibility. But Lionhead may no longer be. So goodbye Fable games, I guess, unless they move on to a different studio, which seems possible.
Which one did I play?
We played Fable 3 when we played it.
Now, when I heard this news, I wasn't really surprised. Because if the first 2 Fable games are anything like the third one, I don't know how they made it that far.
Well, to be fair, we weren't... Personally, I think the second game was actually pretty emotional. Like, if you're playing it for the story and you're paying attention to what's going on, it's actually, in my opinion, like, there's a point in that game, in part 2, it's one of 2 moments in my video gaming life I felt something that I have never felt in another game. I just felt like this absolute draining despair. And I can't tell you what it was in case you ever do play this game.
I own it, so I might.
Okay, well, if you do...
I probably will eventually.
Like, it all depends on how invested you get into it, because I got very invested in it, and I got to that point in the game, and it was just such a heart-wrenching, tear-jerking moment for me. And to this day, I have, like, these flashbacks to that moment. It was so emotionally devastating for me playing it. But the games are fun. I like them. Part 3, I think, was the worst of the 3, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I mean, they're cute little games. They're not gonna be the most amazing games on the planet. Peter Molyneux wanted them to be bigger than they ever would be, but they're fun for what they are. They're cute. They're neat. They're little fun little casual games you can play. So
yeah, I've only had like a really emotional moment. The only game I could think of that like messed me up real bad was when I played Brothers.
Never played it.
It is a really short game. It's interesting because you control 2 brothers, and you control each one with your control stick. Like the left stick's one brother, the right stick's another one. Mm-hmm. You have to control them both at the same time. And you're on this journey, and there's a point in the game that I didn't see it coming, and I wasn't ready. And at first, I just, like, I was sitting with this shock. Like, I was, like, in absolute shock. And then I just started sobbing. And I was streaming. And, like, I was just sobbing. I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I was like, this is ridiculous. I was an absolute mess. I was so destroyed by it that I didn't know what to do. And a game had never made me do that, where I was just like, oh my God, I didn't know how to handle it. And I'm like, this isn't real. Why am I so upset? And I was like, it was really, that game really, it hurt bad.
So it's like one of those moments you can always think back to and like,
But it's not a good moment. Like, it hurts.
I know.
And it's like, it's a beautiful game. Whenever I recommend it to people though, I'm like, it's a really beautiful game, but it's gonna hurt. But I think that feeling that I got, I think it'll be different for everybody because it's a game about siblings, and I'm so close with my sibling. I think I took a lot away from the game that other people might not if they don't have that kind of relationship. So I think it depends on the person. But there are so many things in that game that I think can hit on so many people that it's hard not to get really emotional when you're playing it.
Yeah, and I think for me, the only 2 other ones that I can think of, I do recall, like, back when The Walking Dead Season 1 was coming out, that game, that was a pretty tough one. But the other one that I remember is in Mass Effect 3, the scene with Mordin. Here's the thing.
God.
Like, I did the thing that very few people do. And so, warning, spoilers.
Spoiler alert, Mass Effect, walk away.
Mass Effect 3 spoilers. Okay, now that I've said that. And the part with Mordin where you're on the planet and helping Rex, because I assume everybody has Rex with them, because I'm assuming everybody kept Rex alive.
You better not be assholes.
Well, I did. I was an asshole here. Let me just preface that. I was playing my character a very specific way throughout the entire trilogy, and that was that my character was a very hardened soldier who did whatever he had to do to get the mission completed. And in that scene with Mordin, when Mordin turns his back and he's just like walking back, I was sitting there, my hand was shaking, and my brain was telling me 2 things at once. My brain was telling me I can't do this, and yet the other part of my brain was saying, no, you're Commander Shepard, you have to do this. And so I pulled the trigger, and he got hit, and he fell, and I was sitting there in this moment, and I will never forget this, because I literally felt like I just shot one of my dearest friends on the planet, and watching him have to do the whole crawl up the stairs and the whole thing. And I'm like, but what was so powerful for me about that moment was that I genuinely was embodying who that character was. So it wasn't me, it was Commander Shepard. And I could feel what Shepard was probably feeling inside in that moment. And so for me, it was such an emotionally devastating moment, but it was a way, in the weirdest of ways, it made me connect with my Commander Shepard in a way that I had not in the rest of the series. And so leading up to how that game ends and just all of the weight of the world on you, it was kind of like I was feeling like I was losing all of my friends, and there was the one that I had chosen to end, even though he was so close to me, because I had to in order to save the galaxy in my Commander Shepard's head. So it was like one of those decisions that's like instantly regrettable, but at the same time, it's like I had to do it, because if I didn't do it, then I would be playing the game as me, and I would no longer be playing it as Commander Shepard. And so that, and I know people have their own ways of playing it, but anytime I'm playing a game like that, I've got to embody the character or it doesn't work for me. I don't play me. I don't do decisions the way I would, because I find it more fun to embody somebody else and to have to have their burdens and have to have their life put on me. So.
See, I had the same issue in Mass Effect where I got really attached to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I got super attached, so much so that I've played the series 7 or 8 times now.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I don't even know how many times. And I am so attached to everybody. And one of the scenes in that game that got me was with Legion, because I loved Legion so much. Mm-hmm. And, when Legion goes and he's like, well, Shepard, I gotta go now. Like, and I'm like, what does this even mean? What is he doing? And then, like, he just kind of falls down. And you see all these other guests suddenly like look at you.
Yeah.
And I was so upset. It's like my friend just killed themselves in front of me, but they did it to make, their group better. And it's like he wasn't really dead. He was alive in all of them, but it wasn't the same because it wasn't him anymore. It wasn't that body. And I was really upset about it. I was like, oh God. And I never thought I'd like him, because I was like, oh, what's this fucking guest machine doing? When I first met him, I was like, what are you? Go away. And then I loved him so much.
And like I found myself like in that game many times, like a character would do something, and I would audibly be sitting there like, what the fuck are you doing? Wait, what are you doing? Wait, no. Don't do that. What are they doing right now? What are they doing?
Stop it. Why are you doing that?
Wait. It's like especially like with Grunt in that scene with the in part 3 where he kind of looks like he's about to go out and sacrifice himself,
Yes, I was like, you are my child. How dare you?
I was literally like, what are you doing? Don't you do it? What are you doing? Don't.
Because I always looked at him as like my baby. Like he was my baby. He was my little tank baby.
I didn't think of him as my baby, but I thought of him as my friend. So
I
did. It was kind of like.
Well, yeah, I was like, you're my little guy. Like I helped you get into this world, and then like I see him leading a group, and I'm like, I'm fucking proud of you, man. Like, I was just proud when I saw him again. I was like, damn, Grunt, you got this. And then when he's, like, going out in a blaze of glory, I was like, what the fuck? What? Like, I didn't know if I should be upset yet, because I wasn't sure what was going on. I was like, Grunt, stop it.
And that's the first moment like that, I think, because I think that's before Thane.
Yes.
Oh, God.
I never liked that character.
Oh, that scene, though. Oh, when he's on his deathbed. It is.
I know, but I still.
Like, everything about that game, like, I don't even
well,
know.
You finished the, going back to the other one you mentioned, you finished the Walking Dead game, didn't you?
Yeah, I finished those, yeah.
That was, I completely forgot about that game. That game, when I finished it, I was crying playing through the end of it, like having to choose the things I would say.
And before we go any further, we're about to do some spoilers for Walking Dead Season 1 and possibly Season 2.
If we have to explain this, there's something wrong with our fucking
I know,
audience.
I'm just saying. I just like to preface it. But go ahead. Now speak freely.
So when you're dying at the end of that game...
yeah.
The game came out years ago, guys. Get with the program. And you have to look at Clementine and tell her how to get through this world. I was heartbroken. I I was crying because it's like I was looking at my little sister and trying to tell her how to do it by herself.
Mm-hmm.
And like you're looking at a child who doesn't have a damn clue. Like she's never been alone, and like you think of and like immediately everything was flashing through my head of all the times I'd saved her, all like those cute moments you have like when you're cutting her hair and teaching her how to shoot a gun, and all these things you've taught her. And I also found myself starting to regret moments that I had or that I missed, like things that I thought I could have done, or I could have worded myself better, or saved her from seeing something, or prepared her better. And it was crazy because it all felt so real to me, and I'm just like trying to pick the right things to say to her and the right ways to help her live. And it was even like when the credits were rolling, when they were done, I just sat there crying. Like I didn't know how to walk away from that game. They did a really good job.
Yeah,
because I was very broken at the end of that game.
Yeah, when it comes to the first season, I was too. I think the second season I wasn't, but the first season I was. And the first season was just like, but I felt that same way that you did, except I think I felt more like I was talking to a daughter type figure at that point. And I do recall, though, at that moment I was remembering things. Like I was remembering somebody warning my character, like to not coddle her too much because you may not be there forever.
Yeah.
And it actually reminded me a bit of Dragon Age Origins. Okay, spoilers for Dragon Age Origins, everybody. But there's a moment at the campfire where the elder lady, was it Wynn or was it?
Oh yeah, Wynn.
Wynn.
I think Wynn, yeah. I like her.
But I was speaking to her about something because I decided I was going to give my character one of the romance options. And there's this point where Wynn is warning the character, and they're like, you shouldn't coddle that character. You shouldn't do that. No, that wasn't what it was. It was that she was warning not to get close to someone because something about how you might not make it through or whatever. And I remember in that moment I was like, no, I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure I make it out. And me and my love interest will go right off into the sunset. But then when it actually came down to it and push came to shove and I had to make those decisions at the end of the game, I decided, no, I've got to sacrifice myself because it's the right thing to do. I can't have the king sacrifice himself because he needs to be here. And so, yeah. So it was just one of those interesting things. It was like, oh, wait, no, we're going to be parted anyway. Okay, well, I tried. Should have listened to Wynn, I guess, but I didn't. And that's what it reminded me of, because I remember there was a character in Walking Dead that was like, you should teach her to survive more. You shouldn't coddle her.
Yeah.
And
No, I remember that. But I just, that game really it really knew how to build a strong connection.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it really made you feel like you connected with a character, and it was really, like, the second season was really good, but I never had that feeling with anybody anymore after that, because when you're playing as a child, I don't know, like, I couldn't find the connections
and I
that
think
I
it's
did
also
in the first one.
Probably everybody was more on guard with it. Like, they weren't looking to make those connections anymore, and I think people were becoming more like the characters from the show in that sense, where they were like, understanding that maybe not everybody's going to survive, because they even start season 2 with, like, you lose the 2 people you were traveling with, or if you were with those, I chose to be with the 2 people. I don't know whoever else.
I did too.
But
I chose to not be by myself, even though I didn't like them very much. I chose not to be alone. I was like, you just can't be by yourself, Clementine. Just go find people. Go find grown-ups.
But I liked the revolving door of characters and that, and how they would have more come in and then some die and then more come in, just like the show. So. Yeah.
It was nice, but the first one really, that did a number on me.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't been able to play through that one again. I haven't done it.
Like, I'm never playing that one again.
No. And even when I played through Game of Thrones, that game made me so uncomfortable.
I haven't even finished that yet.
It made me uncomfortable in the sense that, much like the show, I guess, I feel like everything I do is wrong. Like, I feel like there's nothing I can do that's right in that game. Like, I'm just an eternal failure. I'm the kid that no one likes. Like, in every decision I make in that game. Like, I feel like when I ended the game, I had characters...
Whoa. Let's not talk about the end of the game. I'm
not going to tell you anything. But I feel like when I ended it, there were characters I had that I think I developed in a way that I was proud of. But because you play as multiple people.
Mm-hmm.
But then there were other characters that even when I thought I was doing the right thing, immediately felt like I didn't. Like, all the time. It was really upsetting. That game made me really sad. I don't want to play that one again either, though. That one was fucking bullshit.
No, I don't think I'd ever replay a Telltale game. I think they're pretty much story-driven, so it's not like much is ever going to be different. There might be some slight things that are different, but ultimately it's a story-based simulation.
Well, I like seeing the differences you have with your friends. Like when I saw yours and mine, our differences on Life is Strange. That's always cool to me.
Yeah.
To see how your friends choose things differently than you.
That's another one I got to finish.
Oh my god!
I haven't played the last episode.
How do you take so much time in between?
You're
already disconnected from the game now, though.
I am.
Like you already don't care.
I know, I don't.
The last chapter is gonna mean nothing.
That's not
to
true.
You.
It'll mean something.
No, it won't.
Yes, it will. It'll mean.
God,
something.
the last chapter ruined
me.
God. You need to finish it now. I need to know your final decision in that game.
Jesus.
Because there's a final decision that is super dramatic.
Oh, of course. Obviously.
Yeah.
They're making a new game called Vampire. The people who made that are making a new game. I think it's called Vampire.
Is it going to be set up the same kind of way?
I assume so. I think it's probably going to be the same way. I think it's about vampires, so I don't know what...
God damn it. Well, we don't really have any good vampire games. Might as well try to break into that market.
Really? Well, now that I think about it, I mean, there was Masquerade Bloodlines, which was really amazing.
Legend of Kain.
What's that?
Legend of Kain.
Legend of Kain?
Yeah.
What's that?
I think that's what it was called. You were this guy who was... I played this a long time ago, so bear with me. You were all white, super muscly, obviously, long white hair, and you could grab people and just, like, drain the life out of them to get your health back and be, like, super powered up and stuff. Let me see if that's right. Legend of Kain. Am I wrong? Oh, Legacy of Kain. I'm sorry.
Oh, if I knew what it was, I would have put that together.
But wasn't there... Oh, yeah, the first release he had was called Blood Omen.
Ah.
Came out in 96. The last game that came out was in 2003.
Well, what I was talking about is more like an adventure game where you have like dialogue options and like can develop your character certain ways. Like if you pick to be the insane species of vampire, like apparently like streetlights will talk to you and stuff like that. Or if you're like the more you could be like the monstrous vampires, and if you do, then you have to hide in the shadows and you can't be seen at night.
Can I be pretty?
What's that? Yeah, you can be the very, very pretty ones, and you'll have like a boost to your charisma. It's a very fun game. I think it was only out on PC. It might have been on one of the older consoles. I don't know.
What is this called?
Vampire Masquerade. It was based on the White Wolf system, like the old White Wolf games they used to have. But it was an amazing PC game. And if you've never played it, I highly recommend it. It was a lot of fun. It's story-based. It's an adventure-like game. You're kind of walking around the city, piecing together puzzles and clues, and there's also combat involved. So it's like an RPG with a lot of dialogue and options, and you can develop your character and make choices that have, it's like a BioWare game, sort of.
Well, I hope this new vampire game is nice, because I wouldn't mind having some games with vampires.
Yeah, I know.
We don't really have that, so I would like to have it. And Telltale's diving into the Batman universe, which makes me nervous and excited.
I didn't read anything about it. I just saw that.
I didn't either, and I won't. Like I saw, usually when you post that stuff, like I click and I read away and then I Google. But I saw it and I was like, I don't know how I feel about it. Like I enjoy what Telltale comes out with. I've liked everything I've played so far, but what are they gonna do to Batman? And I like the art style of Telltale. I don't know how I feel about it with Batman. I don't know why that's like my big thing in my head. It's the first thing I thought of is, do I want to see Batman in the Telltale art style?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know either. And like the only other thing video game wise going on that I saw was another person leaving the project for Mass Effect Andromeda. Yet another one.
What the fuck?
People keep jumping ship on that. Let me see what this person was. They lost another. This was a senior editor of the game named Cameron Harris, and so
senior editor.
And so she will be moving on to other things.
But why?
Okay, well here's the
so
tweet.
Bad.
Here's the tweet the person made. I've decided to exit the video game industry to return to Seattle for new opportunities there. I'll be leaving BioWare in mid-April.
So she's going to be leaving the game industry entirely.
Yeah.
So it's probably not the game that she's leaving.
I don't know. Like they lost the director. They lost. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that game. Like it's like like it must be pretty bad over there right now. I don't know.
Like don't do this.
Look, I'm not doing anything. I'm just reporting the news here.
I know. I'm talking to them through you. I'm hoping they can hear me.
So.
Because I don't know. I don't know if I'm excited for the game anymore.
Here's the thing. Like if
I'm very nervous.
If BioWare fucks up Mass Effect, BioWare is done. Let's be honest, because they've already fucked up Dragon Age. As far as I'm concerned, Dragon Age is a pile of shit now, and I will probably never pick up another Dragon Age game if that's the direction they're going down with this MMO type combat system. So as far as Mass Effect, all they need to do with Mass Effect, literally, just keep the old system, add a new story, create some interesting characters, splice it all together, make some beautiful, lush environments, and you have a great game. The game is practically written for you. It does. Here's the thing. I will even excuse you guys, okay, BioWare? Now, I'm talking directly to you, BioWare. I'm going to excuse you guys for a few things. I don't care if the story even makes any structural sense. I genuinely don't. Just make a good story that I can at least follow on some level, make interesting characters, let's have some fun combat, and let's just have some good laughs. That's all I want from you guys right now. That's it. Just give us a good time. Show us a night in the city, and I'll be happy. Don't worry about the big elaborate shit. Don't worry about it. You don't have to give us another trilogy. Just give us a good standalone.
Don't bring the Mako back.
Bring the Mako back.
Don't you fucking do it, BioWare. I'm all fucking done.
I love the Mako.
I am so done with it.
The Mako was beautiful.
I cannot do it.
Oh, that's just because you didn't give it a chance.
The Mako is the reason why I did not Planet Explore in the first game.
Well, that's your problem. Like, maybe you just should have spent a little time learning the Mako.
Maybe I don't know how to drive.
Maybe you have to be nice to the Mako. You have to kind of break her in a little bit, Shake.
Oh, fuck you.
Break her
I don't know. It's garbage.
No, it's a beautiful land-based...
You know what you did to me?
What?
You know what you ruined for me? Oh God, what's his name? I can't. Oh my God, I've played it how many times I can't remember his name.
Do?
The big dude, the big Mexican kid with the tattoos, who calls you Lola, if you're a femshep.
Oh, Freddie Prinze Jr.
Well, that's his real name.
Yeah.
I meant the character. That's the character's name. I can't remember.
Was it Rico? I don't know.
His name.
Was it Marco Rubio?
That's his name. No, when you told me that was Freddie Prinze Jr., because I had like this beautiful bromance with him, like because I don't think he's a love interest for anyone, which is sad, because I wanted it for like a minute. I just wanted a fling, and then I wanted to forget about it and go back to Gareth. Mm-hmm. But we were getting to get matching tattoos and stuff, like we were friends. And then you were like, oh yeah, he's voiced by Freddie Prinze Jr., and that's all I saw for the rest of the time I played. Was fucking Freddie Prinze Jr.
From now on, when you see Caden, are you just going to remember Jiminy Cricket, or are you gonna
see when I see
Dr. Hopper?
I see the actual actor, I close my eyes. You think I'm kidding, but like, viewers don't know this. Listeners, what do we call you people? People. We watch, Once Upon a Time every Sunday in TeamSpeak with other people from the internet, and whenever Dr. Hopper comes on, I don't know his real name, but he voices Caden from Mass Effect. Every single time he comes on the screen and speaks, I close my eyes.
Raphael's the
like I won't look at him. I'm just like, okay, yep, I'm listening. I hear you, Caden. Ooh, I hear you loud and clear. Because I don't want. It's weird to me to see this messy redhead with glasses who is super pale. That's my Caden. Yeah. Like I can't.
That's Caden.
So no, I've had a reverse experience with that where I've blocked him out and I see nothing but Caden.
It's so funny because like the first time I ever saw him in anything, I was in the other room. I was getting something from the kitchen. And my dad had something on the television playing, and as I was walking back to my room, I heard somebody in the living room, and it was like I could just hear him, and he was like, I don't really understand what's going on with it now. Something incredible is happening. And I just heard that voice, and I stopped what I was doing, and I was like, wait a minute. That's Caden. That's Karth Onassi. And you don't know who Karth is yet, but I left my room.
I guess I will.
Oh, if you play KOTOR, you'll know really fast. But I left my room. I immediately went into that room, and I stood there watching the TV screen, waiting for that voice to come back so I could see him. And then I saw him, and it was like, oh.
Right? That was my reaction. I was like,
oh,
okay. Because I think in some way, I had never made the connection the first time I had started watching Once Upon a Time. And then when you said it, it's like my ears instantly turned on. And I was like, what? And I heard it because I just don't think I was thinking about it. And then like the moment you were like, oh, that's Caden. And then I listened to him. I was like, no fucking way.
Mm-hmm.
It blows my mind.
As it should.
I mean, I don't want to, it sounds kind of horrible, but I mean, like, look at him. And then look at that voice. And then look at Caden. There's just these degrees of separation that I can't handle.
Oh, yeah, none of the characters really look like themselves. I mean, Ashley Williams. Well, she's black. It's a black actress playing her.
Oh, my Lanta.
Oh, my Lanta.
I mean, I already knew that, so.
Oh, my God, Shake, you didn't even tell me.
Remember, this came up when we were watching the PlayStation Experience.
Oh, that's right.
And they were complaining about that white,
right.
I can't believe they brought it up on the fucking panel. It was for Uncharted 4. There's a white woman voicing and acting a black character, and people were like, well, why couldn't you just have a black woman do it? And then he even says, is it Neil Druckmann? Is that his name?
I don't remember.
Is that the wrong guy? I think that's his name. He said to the people asking, he was like, well, it doesn't matter. She was the best fit. She's the actress we needed.
Well, not only that, the character wasn't black. Like, not initially. Initially, they didn't have any idea who this character was. They were just listening to voice actresses. They hired the voice actress. Then they sent the artist, like, the information about the character. The artist decided to go this direction with the character. And I think the actress, once she saw what the character was going to look like, and again, she got the part before the character even had a look or a race or anything. But when she saw what the character looked like, she immediately knew people were going to bring this up.
Oh, yeah.
And, my whole thing on it is, get the fuck over it. All right? It's a fucking video game. She's a very talented actress. Same as Ashley Williams. What the fuck? Would people be saying, no, you have to have a white actress to play Ashley Williams? Of course not. That'd be stupid. Why? Because the actress who plays Ashley Williams is amazing. That's Ashley Williams' voice. I can't picture her with any other voice on the planet. It would not work.
Right. We live in a time where people get butthurt about everything.
I know. But that's my thoughts. That's your thoughts. I know we agree on that one, so whatever.
My thoughts, your thoughts, we're happy. Let's go to Chick-fil-A.
Let's go to Chick-fil-A on Sunday.
We'll go on Sunday. We'll have a picnic outside. It's like, what are you guys doing here? Nothing, just having a picnic.
If you got to kill yourself with fast food, you might as well do it at the Christian fast food place, so you go to heaven.
If I'm going to die, I want to die right here on this soil. So,
listens to me.
This is where I'm going to go.
Well, is that it for the day?
Sure.
Okay.
We're dying on Christian soil.
We're going to die on Christian soil, everybody. And, oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. So let me try to get through this, everybody.
Here we go. Get ready.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, everybody. Thanks for listening to the Prattlecast, where you can where you can have your Chick-fil-A on Sundays. Would you like a shake with that Razzle? Yes. Okay. Well, you're on the Prattle. Okay, I'm terrible right now. Do you want me to do it? You should probably do it. I don't even know what I'm saying. All right, guys. I'm gonna take over here. Oh my dear God, Razzle. I'm dying. Anyway, well, thank you all for joining us. We covered 4 of the topics that we had written down today, but we kind of went our own direction. It was a very video game centric time, and that's fine. We haven't really done that much, so this is kind of good for us. We don't really ever talk video games. But thank you for joining us. We'll be back next week. Email us with questions, comments, anything, even though none of you have yet, at theprattlecast@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter at theprattlecast as well, YouTube under the same fucking name. You can find our personal Twitter accounts at ShakeZillaTV and at Razzle_Dazzles. Our Twitch names are exactly the same. We stream together every Friday between 8 and 10 p.m. We are currently finishing up some Star Wars. Lego Star Wars. We are on the final movie, so come watch. By final movie, I mean the 6th one. You know,
that one. It's good stuff.
Return of the Jedi.
And you can still use SpeakPipe. The link is always in the thing if you want to leave an obnoxious voicemail that I won't play. But if you leave a good one, I'll play it totally. I think I got everything. Did I do good? Did I get it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, and the YouTube will be updated when we get a better computer, which will hopefully be soon. So then we'll have the episodes coming back again. I know.
Oh, yeah. You didn't get last week's episode.
I tried, though. But once we get a computer that can do
issues.
it again, we will have those on YouTube as well.
There you go, guys. We'll see you next week.